So trans people are like the new hip and trendy minority to get bullied on from like Republicans nowadays. They have a very, very rich history of like picking on minorities. And this is just like the new one that's like in vogue for like everyone to like kind of shift the culture war onto. Republicans have to talk about these things because they have no like economic policy. They don't have any other kind of policy, nothing to really talk about. So it's like they have to make you feel outraged and like be like, oh, wasn't it better when like America didn't have like all these minorities? Otherwise, you might start to think critically and like, oh, wait, like these people don't have any of our interests in mind. So they've been making like this big fiasco about Bud Light sponsoring or like a partnership basically between like this person, Dylan Mulvaney. You know, she's like an influencer. She got like big on TikTok. And this is like the ad that they were, I don't even think they ran an ad. It's just like her like being like shouting them out because they gave like a can of like her with her face on it. Here, I'm just gonna play the ad.
Hi. Impressive carrying skills, right? I got some Bud Lights for us. So, I kept hearing about this thing called March Madness, and I thought we were all just having a hectic month, but it turns out it has something to do with sports. And I'm not sure exactly which sport, but either way, it's a cause to celebrate. This month, I celebrated my day 365 of womanhood, and Bud Light sent me possibly the best gift ever, a can with my face on it. Check out my Instagram story to see how you can enjoy March Madness with Bud Light and maybe win some money too. Love ya! Cheers! Go team! Whatever team you love, I love too. Okay. Love ya. Okay, break a leg. Woo!
Yeah, so that was the ad that they were talking about, and because of this, it just like became this huge outrageous thing. Like, oh, how could Bud Light like sponsor like a trans person? And it seems so goofy. Like at first, I thought like maybe they didn't like it because of the like they were printing out like the face or something. It's like that's me grasping at straws, honestly, because even that's pretty ridiculous. Like to get upset over that, but it's not even that. Like that was just a custom thing for her, like that they gave her, and because of that they've just like super upset. And like there's just some influencer that just she blew up on TikTok towards the beginning of the pandemic. That's when she came out as trans and stuff, and she's just been documenting like her experiences. Very nice thing to do. I think a lot of, you know, trans people, I'm sure, really appreciate like being able to like have someone go through like a similar experience. She's just an influencer, you know. But they've just been feeling this as like a huge fire. It's absolutely insane to like the fact that this is like big news on like Tucker Carlson's show, and like everyone's grandparents are like now doing like going over this stuff. It's just so wild to me. It's so foreign. Yeah, so like reading further into this, like Dylan Mulvaney is like, she's just like a theater kid. She was dressed up. I thought she was a lot older, I'm not gonna lie, because of like she just dresses like very elderly, I guess. But she's 26. She's like a year older than me. But yeah, there's like this anti-trans sentiment. Kid Rock, there was a video of him shooting up a bunch of Bud Light cans. Known defender of like statutory rape, Kid Rock. Yeah, that's the guy that I want on my side, I suppose. Apparently he broke his like arm or something. He like injured it afterwards because it was like a picture that someone took of him like 2 days later, and like his arm was just like all up in a cast. I hope it was worth it for the meme, you know. One of the funniest things though that did happen from this was like this woke free like beer. It's here, let me see, hopefully this plays.
America's been drinking beer from a company that doesn't even know which restroom to use. That's why I created Conservative Dad's Ultra Right 100% woke-free beer. As conservatives, we're constantly getting hit in the face, left and right, by the woke mind virus. But the last place we want it is in our beer. If you know which bathroom to use, you know what beer you should be drinking. Stop giving money to woke corporations that hate our values. And to the rest of you woke corporations, stay the away from our kids.
I mean, they're just playing into the whole culture war thing of like, oh, trans people are like degenerates that are like grooming children. They did the same thing with like gay people like 20 years ago, I guess, when I was like a little child, and like gay marriage was like becoming a thing. And I'm sure they'll do it to like the next like marginalized group that they see or they find. So this like right wing beer is immensely expensive. You know, I'm not an expert on beer. I'm not much of a drinker myself, but $20 for a 6 pack of beer seems like a lot of money to me. I feel like with $20, you're like halfway to like some good alcohol, you know. But this doesn't seem like it's it. Some internet sleuths have been trying to figure out where this thing is brewed in because it's in northern Illinois. There's a good chance that the brewery where this thing is being brewed at is actually owned by the parent company of Bud Light, Anheuser-Busch. So it's gonna be like ironic, as I guess the best thing to say, that like this place is like they're just giving them more money basically. Like they're protesting it and like boycotting it by like buying like Bud Light that's basically like recanned in a different like print. On a more serious note though, they are threatening to bomb like these Budweiser plants where this stuff is canned. On April 13th, the Anheuser-Busch Budweiser factory in Van Nuys, Los Angeles. I used to live like 10 minutes away from this place. I'm assuming this is the Bud Light plant right off the 405 in North Hills. But yeah, they were the target of a bomb threat. Yeah, the bigotry continues. This is not the only facility to have received a recent bomb threat. It's ridiculous, man. I mean, it's so frustrating too because of just the way like the media is like portraying these people. Like they're causing stochastic terrorism, radicalizing like, you know, these like regular people to like think that these, you know, like they're just regular people, you know, they were just born in the wrong body. They just like feel gender dysphoria and they want to present differently than how they might have been growing up for a few years. And it's ridiculous. I don't understand why this has become such a like big thing. I don't know. I could like armchair like psychologize them and be like, oh, you know, like they're just repressing a bunch of stuff from their childhood or whatever. Speaking of like these people like getting outraged over like the silliest thing when it comes to trans people, because of course there wasn't just one big story, there's two big stories this week. Mr. Beast, known YouTuber, you know, he might be more known than me, it's been said. One of his best friends who comes out in a lot of his videos is trans. They've been transitioning for a couple of months now, and he recently came out to support and defend his friend because that's his homie, and that's what homies do. Jimmy Mr. Beast, one of the biggest stars on YouTube, is not happy with what some fans and creators are saying about his longtime friend Chris Tyson, who recently revealed that they're receiving hormone therapy to explore their gender identity. From what I understand, Chris goes by like any all pronouns, so he, him, they, them, she, her. He's cool with all of it, I guess. But they have been going through like HRT. So the YouTuber that set like all this off was a YouTuber named Sunny V2. Very glad he's getting shit on. I don't like this guy at all. It comes off very annoying, very pedantic kind of. I don't appreciate how he speaks. I was listening to the H3 podcast, kind of like rip apart how he's like speaking with like some vocal fry. I don't know how old he is, but I assume he's pretty young. So I don't know. I don't know if he should be speaking with, you know, such a like almost sounds like he's like a chain smoker. But yeah, this is like a very bizarre thumbnail, I feel. Why Chris will soon be a nightmare for Mr. Beast. And Mr. Beast is out here defending his homie, because that's what homies do. Yeah, this is absurd. Chris isn't my nightmare. He's my effing friend. And things are fine. All this transphobia is starting to piss me off. There's been bigger stories based on this. This is pretty recent stuff, so I haven't been able to pull up all the articles. But even like bigger stories, like from the Daily Wire, Matt Walsh, all of them are trying to, you know, shit on Mr. Beast for like being friends with this person now. And they're scared. They know that a lot of children, a lot of younger folks watch Mr. Beast. I personally don't watch him, but I know he does like a bunch of philanthropic stuff, so he's pretty cool in my book. But yeah, they know that like if they expose them and be to see that like trans people are just regular people like everyone else, they won't be able to like tell them that like trans people are like all Satan worshippers that like sacrifice children or whatever and eat them. I'm glad that Mr. Beast has come out to defend his friend. I hope that nothing else. I'm really worried for trans people. I can't say that I know many in my personal life, but it must be very terrifying to live like during this time where everyone is saying that you're the enemy. You know, if you have any trans people in your life, just let them know that they're loved, they're cared for. You know, go out to bat for them. Make sure you're always supporting your friends. That's all I have for this one. Like always, please take care of yourselves and have yourselves a damn good one.